It's time for the second street track in as many weeks. Let's get ready for the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix, the original F1 night race. And, well, we have so many plot lines to get into, so let's just get started. The timing for this weekend is a bit later, actually, than what we had last week in Baku, for anybody who is staying in the same time zone as they were last week. Practice is at 5:30 local time for practice 1, then 9 p.m. local time for practice 2, 5:30 local time for practice 3, 9 p.m. local time for practice, not practice 4, sorry, qualifying. What am I on? And then 8 p.m. local time for race start. In terms of local time, so if you're in the UK, it's 10:30 to 11:30, 2 till 3 for practice 1, practice 2, then the same for practice 3 and qualifying. 1 p.m. UK time, 12 UTC GMT for the race, which is, an hour later than it was last week. And yeah, in terms of support, we don't have F2 here. We have Porsche Carrera Cup Asia as the support series. The forecast seems to be interesting, though. Chance of rain about 20% on the Friday, with track conditions expected to be relatively consistent over Friday. Maybe a couple of showers. Temperatures at 30 degrees and 29 degrees, F1 and FP2 respectively. Then when it comes to FP3 and qualifying, similar temps, but a 40% chance of rain affecting Saturday's running. And then Sunday, start temperature 29 degrees C and a chance of rain at around 40%. This could be a lot of fun. And if you're a Ferrari fan or a Red Bull fan, you probably don't want to be, or even a McLaren fan, going back to 2017. Well, if you're a Mercedes fan, you might, and if you just love the meme of that famous Ferrari tweet, you might. But if we have a repeat of what happened in 2017, Lewis Hamilton gets his third win of the season. I'll be happy with that. But in reality, it's going to be a tricky race for a lot of the teams. If we turn the clock back 12 months, it was one of Mercedes' better tracks. It was very nearly, third and fourth? It could have potentially been a second and fourth for Mercedes last year, but then George Russell drove it into a wall in the last lap. Lando Norris got second, Lewis Hamilton got third. The winner, Carlos Sainz. And he only won by about a second at the end of the race. It was a great battle that we saw going on, with Sainz having also gotten pole position. It was the worst qualifying and weekend of the season, really, for Red Bull. Verstappen started 11th, got knocked out in Q2. And poor old Sergio Perez started in 13th. They both got points at the end. Max got 5th, Checo got 8th. But this was a really tough weekend for them last year, and especially considering this was where Checo had won in 2022, it was really difficult for them. And given the news that we've heard recently, that Red Bull apparently started having issues with their setup on Checo's car in Spain 2023, and thought that because Max was winning it wasn't an issue, the picture could be even bleaker for Red Bull going into this weekend. But whilst Red Bull might be grabbing the headlines, it looks like there's a driver under threat at RB. Because Ralf Schumacher, who, he could be seen as a relatively reputable source. His claim to the Daniel Ricciardo could be dropped after this weekend and replaced with Liam Lawson for the rest of the season. Now, part of this is because Red Bull wanted to keep Lawson. And to do that, at some point this month, they have to announce a plan for him to be in F1 for 2025, otherwise he leaves as a free agent. He could get snapped up by someone like Sauber, or he could get snapped up by another team who want to put him in their academy. But this is a big deal. And whilst a lot of rumours are saying that he will be announced as an RB driver for 2025, Schumacher has gone one step further to say that he might replace Ricciardo just before Ricciardo gets to go to Texas and have his fun time pretending to be a cowboy again. And it would be a shame. It really would. Especially because, if you look at the recent trend of results, Ricciardo, for the RB, hasn't exactly been doing too badly. Like, sure, he's still behind Yuki Tsunoda in the standings. But Tsunoda's coming off the back of 2 DNFs. Granted, neither of them particularly his fault. You could argue the Baku one was slightly self-inflicted. But then before that, at Zandvoort, it was 12 for Ricciardo, 17 for Tsunoda. At Belgium, 10 for Ricciardo, 16 for Tsunoda. They've been a lot more even recently, and they've yo-yoed a bit more. But obviously, you don't want to drop Yuki. But I'm a bit surprised they might consider dropping Danny. I guess they must feel that they are potentially either safe enough from a team like Williams or Alpine or Haas, or under threat enough that they have to get somebody in who they feel could perform really well. Though given how well Lawson did subbing in for Ricciardo last season, you would have thought they'd give him these run of races where he had performed well last season to really put a benchmark down. I don't know though, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.